Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my video. Today is a bright, sunny day in beautiful Kansas City, and like most of us, I have spring fever and I want to do some things to my bike. Well, I had spring fever a few months ago when I purchased it and had them do the 131 upgrade before I got out of the 60-day put it on the warranty period. But that's another story for another day. Like most of us, I'm kind of tired of the factory seat, so I decided I'm going to upgrade it. The topic of today's upgrade is my Saddlemen San Diego custom seat that I'm going to put on. And I know a lot of people have done this and shot videos of it, but something I've noticed is they never give anyone any information on how it changes your seat height and seating position. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to find some reference points that everyone can use and take measurements and tell you just how much putting this seat on is going to change your riding position. So with that, I will get started. Okay, so for my first reference point, I'm going to use that bolt in the fender strut. And if my measurements are correct, the stock seat sits about 6.5 inches above that fender strut bolt. So that's what I'm going to use as the baseline for this measurement. Okay, and for this reference, I'm using the handlebar clamp on my stock risers, coming back. That puts the seam where the stock seat starts curving up at 36 inches, and the top of where the seat rolls up at about 39 inches. So now I'm going to install the replacement seat button, which goes there, and give you some more measurements once the seat is installed. And according to the guys over at Outlaw Harley Davidson, the easiest way to install the seat button is with a zip tie. So you reach underneath the fender and you push that little button through with your finger that fills the hole. And then you take your long zip tie and you pull this little guy up through the hole and put the retainer on it. And there you go. The new seat button installed, clip oriented correctly, and now we're ready to put the seat on. I will say I did take a minute to clean all the under seat dust off of the paint, as it might be a while before I get back underneath this seat. Then again, I might need to clean a little bit more first. Okay, so once I got the bracket turned around per Saddlemen's instructions, I noticed they gave me a nice fat rubber washer. So I opted to take the time to remove my clip, install that washer, and gently start the screw once I set the seat down. I think it looks a lot better and will keep that nasty metal tab from taking the paint off my fender. Okay, so now once again, using my top clamp for a reference point, I'm going to come back here and see how my seat position looks. Basically the same point to the seat seam, but maybe the top of that wall is a little farther forward than the position of the stock seat. I will put the little backrest in and see how that looks as well. Okay, so in removing the little backrest from the packaging, I noticed there was a lock pin pressed into that hole. It took some force to get it out. Now I'm thinking you can use those as a retainer to keep someone from stealing your little back pad, but you're going to have to cut a hole in the carpet on the bottom side to gain access to it, I think. At this point, I'm not really interested in taking the seat back off to check. And this little backrest is pretty easy. It just goes in like so, and you push it in place. Now I'll get my tape measure out and take some more measurements to see how that affects my riding position. Okay, so with the little backrest in place, it definitely moves that wall forward significantly. Off the top of my head, without reviewing my film again, I'm gonna say it moves that back wall forward at least 1.5 inches, maybe more, maybe less. Just working from memory here, guys. So let me replace my measuring tape and we'll see how this affects the seat height. Okay guys, here we are, seat installed. Maybe it raised the seat height 1/4 inch or so, 3/8 of an inch. Maybe it didn't. But this is a factory fresh seat that no one has ever sat on. So I'm going to have to put a few thousand miles on it to pass judgment on how dramatically my seat height has changed. But I will say this. I definitely like the look. I am for sure going to leave that little backrest on and ride it and see how it affects my seating position and my comfort. I've been told by other guys who have run these seats on baggers that they definitely feel more comfortable, that it definitely makes a difference in the long haul. But I guess I'll be the judge for that. In the meantime, that's what I got. That's what I look like. And I'm quite happy with the results. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section, and I'll try to give you a honest, educated answer. But for now, I think it's time to go riding.